Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Car Stories, where we bring the charm of classic machines back to life. Today, we're taking a detailed look at a car that once stood proudly on American roads. This car, 2000 Pontiac Bonneville. A sedan that tried to blend performance with comfort and a nameplate that carried decades of legacy. The Bonneville had a long history with Pontiac, going all the way back to the 1950s. By the time the year 2000 rolled around, the Bonneville had already gone through several redesigns, adapting to the changing tastes of American drivers. The 2000 model year marked the beginning of its 10th generation, and perhaps one of the last serious attempts by Pontiac to keep the Bonneville name relevant. The 2000 Bonneville was built on General Motors' H-body platform. It shared bones with other full-size sedans like the Buick LeSabre and the Oldsmobile Aurora, but Pontiac gave it a sportier, more aggressive personality. Visually, it stood out. With its sleek, wide stance, low-slung profile, and bold front fascia, it looked like a car designed for the open road. Under the hood, the base model came with a 3.8-liter V6 engine, known as the 3800 Series 2. This engine was famous for its reliability and torque. Producing about 205 horsepower, it offered smooth acceleration and decent power for a full-size sedan. But if you wanted more punch, there was the Supercharged SSEi trim, which raised output to 240 horsepower, making the Bonneville a sleeper performance car of its time. Inside, Pontiac gave the Bonneville a surprisingly upscale interior for a mainstream sedan. The dash was driver-focused, with a wraparound design that made the cockpit feel intimate and sporty. Materials weren't luxury grade, but they were solid for the segment. Leather seats, optional heated front seats, and wood grain trim added to the premium feel. Technology-wise, the Bonneville didn't disappoint either. It featured options like a heads-up display, OnStar communication system, dual-zone climate control, and even a premium audio setup by Monsoon. For a car launched in 1999 for the 2000 model year, this level of tech felt ahead of its time in many ways. On the road, the Bonneville was known for its soft yet controlled ride. The suspension setup leaned toward comfort, but Pontiac gave the SSEi trim stiffer tuning, which added some excitement in the corners. It wasn't a sports car, but it handled better than most full-size sedans in its price range. Safety was also a big focus. Anti-lock brakes, traction control, side impact airbags, and a robust frame structure gave it good crash ratings for the time. It was a car built with families in mind, but it still had enough edge to appeal to younger drivers who didn't want a boring daily commuter. One thing people often forget is how Pontiac marketed the Bonneville. It wasn't just about comfort, it was about attitude. Advertisements used slogans like "luxury with attitude," trying to carve out a space between Buick's softness and Chevy's simplicity. Pontiac wanted the Bonneville to have a personality, and in many ways, it succeeded. The SSEi variant, in particular, captured the imagination of enthusiasts. With its subtle body kit, sportier suspension, and boosted engine, it could surprise quite a few cars at the stoplight. It was one of the few large sedans that didn't shy away from performance, even if it wore a conservative badge. Over time, though, the market shifted. American buyers moved toward SUVs, and the demand for large sedans declined. Despite its strengths, the Bonneville couldn't keep up with newer, more efficient, and often more stylish competitors from both domestic and foreign brands. By 2005, Pontiac quietly ended production of the Bonneville. It was the end of an era. The nameplate had survived for nearly half a century, but consumer tastes had changed. The final models rolled off the line with little fanfare, overshadowed by newer trends and shrinking sales numbers. Today, the 2000 Pontiac Bonneville stands as a kind of forgotten gem. You don't see many on the road anymore, but those who owned one often remember it fondly. Whether it was the smooth power of the 3800 engine or the unexpected luxury in a Pontiac badge, the car left a quiet but strong impression. It's also a car that's become somewhat of a sleeper classic. Enthusiasts have started to recognize the value of the SSEi, especially those looking for a unique and affordable platform to modify. With its supercharged V6 and front-wheel drive layout, It offers a fun blend of old-school GM engineering to maintenance-wise. The Bonneville was built tough. The 3800 engine was known to reach high mileage with basic care. Electrical issues and plastic interior trim were common complaints, but mechanically, it held up better than many cars of its era. Parts are still available, and many models are still on the road today. In the end, the 2000 Pontiac Bonneville wasn't just a car, it was a statement. It tried to bring together performance, comfort, and technology into one American-made package. And while it may not have made headlines, it earned the respect of those who knew what it had to offer. Thanks for watching today's episode of Old Car Stories. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane with the 2000 Pontiac Bonneville, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your own Bonneville memories in the comments. Until next time, keep the wheels turning and the stories alive.